everybody, and welcome back to another video. Now, after recently upgrading Zwift race categories, I thought it would be a good idea to look at how fit you need to be to actually ride in Zwift category B. Now, today I've got a race around Harrogate with a few of my ZRL teammates in a midweek Ribble race. And this is probably my first proper Cat B race since upgrading from C. Now, this course is very lumpy, and it actually doesn't fit my strengths at all. In fact, I'm still trying to work out what my strengths are when it comes to Zwifting. But yeah, I've been in C for a little while, I've been in Cat C for a little while, and whilst I wasn't actually dominating the category, I have won a couple of races, and actually my power and my fitness has been increasing over the last couple of weeks. So I would like to sort of come out with the headline initially that Category B Zwifting is super difficult. In fact, it's way more difficult than I remember when I was in Cat B, probably around about this time last year. Now, I feel like I've got a pretty decent FTP for my weight. I can push out about 3.7 watts a kilograms for 20 minutes. Once again, I can push out about a 6.5 watt per kilogram for 1 minute and a 4 watt per kilogram for 5 minutes, so not too bad at all. But I have to admit, this particular race was so difficult. Now, you can see here at the start of the race, I've basically been in zone 4 to 5 VO2 max now for the first kind of 3 minutes, and already I'm falling off the back. Now, yes, the pace may have been pushed by the category A's because it was an all mass kind of category start, but at the same time, you know, really I should be hanging on to this pack here as what I would call myself probably a low to mid B. So yeah, initially right off the bat it's very difficult, and unfortunately I'm just kind of losing contact in this main group. Now, it was my first race back, and I'm not having as kind of I would say a tough week on Zwift this week. I've kind of had a couple of days off, and then I've obviously done a race and I've done some zone 2. So I've not actually been kind of, you know, too hardcore on the Zwift racing this week. But, you know, at the same time, I would definitely, you know, previously expected to have stuck in the, you know, the main B pack for quite some time. Now, as you can see, I'm kind of between the two packs here. So I'm kind of between the lower end of B and the upper end of C. So what I don't really want to do is I don't really want to drop back now into that C pack, because I would really, you know, want to try and push on and do my best. And, you know, after upgrading, I do feel like I should be, you know, doing my best, whatever, to stay with the B group, no matter how big that B group is. And it won't obviously always be like this, because I won't always be racing in a, you know, a main all category start. I will say this though, I will say that I think that Zwift have definitely made the categories wider. So there are a lot of people that I used to race against in C that I believed were B competitors. And I kind of feel like it's the same thing with the Bs. I do feel like there are some people that perhaps should be in A's or were A's, but the categories, that's not on, I don't think it's actually on the people that race in B. I do think it's Zwift widening the categories. So I would definitely like to see Zwift do something with the categories. And I know there has been talk of the categories being based on things like, you know, actual performance, a bit like it's done in real life, rather than just kind of a watts per kilogram. Because I guess at the end of the day, most people will want to race to win. I mean, I definitely know that I do. It's, you know, excellent competing, and at the moment all I'm competing for in this race is not to become last. So this is a bit of a change of mindset for me, but it would be nice to be in a category of, you know, people that I think are a similar ability. And I don't think that I am anywhere near being a top B. So for me, I'm never going to win a B category, or I definitely won't with that mindset. I should, and I will, do some more training to try and increase my 1 minute to 5 minute power, because I think really that is where a lot of the races are won and lost in the B category. Those, like for example, the punchy little start, or this little punchy climb that you can see me on here, I actually do manage to kind of get a bit of a gap for the two people behind. But it's just, you know, this sort of power that I'm pushing out here isn't good enough to stay with the top category Bs. So yeah, Zwift B racing is super difficult. But I suppose for me, you know, I've got to look at it. I've got to change my mindset a little bit. I've got to change my mindset from being, you know, thinking that I'm going to, you know, easily stay in the front group of C and perhaps winning, you know, races in C, to now being at the bottom of B and, you know, having a new goal, which might be just to stay with the front group for, you know, half the race at first and then the whole race. And then, you know, maybe finishing in the top third of a race and going from there, really. So I'm definitely going to have to set myself some new goals going forward, because I definitely won't be winning one of these anytime soon. Or in fact, the only thing I could do is join a race that's got, you know, 1 or 2 competitors in. And then that gives me definitely a better chance. But I've said it now so that you'll know that I'm doing it. Anyway, so we are coming round to the kind of final part of this race now. And we're still racing the same little group that we've been in the whole entire race. And it's not actually been, you know, too bad. When I say it's not been too bad, it's not been too bad a race. My legs were hurting me, I can tell you that much. And we're just coming up the last little climb here. So I just wanted to make sure that I could stay with the top person as long as I possibly could. But yeah, as you can see, I'm doing a lot of watts here. For me, that is, you know, mid 300s, or sorry, 330-ish. And that person ahead of me is just pulling away, and the next person is pulling away. So yeah, that's just how difficult it is, because that just wouldn't happen in category C. So yeah, I'm still going to give it my all though in this race, and it did feel like a very competitive race. It's the first time I've done one of these Ribble races in any category, so yeah, pretty enjoyable. As I said before, the course isn't my favourite, but it's you know, at the end of the day, it was actually some good VO2 training within the race itself. So we get to the top here, crest the top, and now all I'm thinking is I don't want to be overtaken by anybody else if possible, especially anyone from any other category, whether that be A, B or C. So we are just now coming round the back of the course and about to go up the last little incline. We've got a mile to go, and unfortunately the couple behind me, they do catch me on this little bit here, which I thought they were going to. So I thought I'd be able to kind of hang on at this point, and we're just now coming to the final little sprint. We've got just over 700 feet to go, and I'm going to pop my aero. Now, I thought I left this a little bit late. I did have a little bit of energy left to give it a tiny little sprint. I'm still, you know, chasing for any position that I can do, and this is a close one. Am I going to make it? Can I cross the line? And finished 53rd. And there it is, a photo finish, but it is 53rd place on the actual road itself. Zwift Power tells me that I finished 30th out of 34. So yeah, category B is hard, definitely. But I learnt a lot in that race, and it was still very enjoyable and lots of things for me to work on. So not all bad. Anyway, thanks for watching everyone, and I'll see you on the next one.